One of the toughest lessons I learned as a grower is that harvesting isn't the finish line. You still have to get through drying and curing, and those aren't simple processes. In fact, some of the biggest mistakes happen after the plant is cut down. I'm sure some of you can relate where you spent months growing beautiful plants only to lose quality during harvest, drying, or curing. And unfortunately, I've made some mistakes in those areas myself. So in this video, I want to talk about some of the biggest mistakes growers make when harvesting, drying, and curing. Let's jump in. Mistake number 1, harvesting too early. This is probably the most common mistake on the list. I know because I've done it myself. When you're getting close to harvest, it's easy to become impatient. You've been staring at the plants every day for months and you're excited to finally chop them down. The problem is that many growers harvest before the plant is fully mature. During those final weeks, flowers are still developing, buds are still swelling, and the plant is still putting on weight. And if you harvest too early, you're leaving some of that potential behind. One thing that's helped me over the years is relying less on breeder timelines and more on observing the plant itself. First, by looking at the overall maturity of the flowers. Have 90% of the stigmas turned color and receded? Some growers use that 90% as a target, while others will wait for 100% of the stigmas to turn, but that doesn't tell the whole story. And sometimes people comment on my harvest videos saying, "Your plant doesn't look done to me," but they haven't looked at the second thing here, which is the trichomes. If the trichomes are mostly clear, that means those trichomes haven't reached their full potency. Cloudy is the next stage, and that is said to be full potency. And the next stage after that is then amber trichomes, which you're getting into overripe territory there. That's when the cannabinoid THC has transitioned to CBN, so many growers will harvest before many of their trichomes get to that stage. When do you harvest your plants? Let me know down in the comment section below. And click that like button if you're enjoying this video so far. Mistake number 2, drying too fast. In my opinion, drying too fast is one of the biggest quality killers. You can grow an amazing plant for months, but if the flowers dry too quickly, you can lose a lot of the quality you worked so hard for. A good starting point is to keep the drying area around 60 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 15 to 20 degrees Celsius, with relative humidity somewhere around 55 to 60%. Some growers aim for the classic 60 degrees Fahrenheit and 60% humidity, but realistically, not everyone can hit that perfectly. So I think the main goal is to keep the drying environment cool, stable, and not overly dry. Airflow is important too, but you don't want a fan blowing directly onto the flowers. You want gentle air movement in the room so moisture doesn't sit in one spot, but direct airflow can dry the outside of the flowers too quickly while the inside still has moisture. If the temperature is too high, humidity is too low, or there's too much direct airflow, the dry can happen way faster than you want. Personally, I like to slow down the dry as much as reasonably possible without creating conditions where mold can develop. For me, somewhere around 7 to 10 days is usually the range I like to see, depending on the size of the buds, how much plant material is left on, and the conditions in the drying space. Mistake number 3, overhandling the buds. This is something I see quite a bit with newer growers. They're excited about the harvest, which is completely understandable. So they're constantly checking on the buds throughout the drying process. They're squeezing them to see how dry they are, pulling branches down to inspect them, passing buds around to friends. They're moving them from one location to another. The problem is that every time you handle the buds, you're increasing the chances of damaging them. A lot of the compounds that growers are trying to preserve are located in the trichomes, and the more of those flowers are handled, the greater the chances that some of those trichomes get knocked off in the process. Instead of constantly handling the buds, I prefer to focus on maintaining a proper dry environment and letting the process play out. If the temperature, humidity, and airflow are where they should be, there's usually no reason to keep checking the flowers every few hours. Of course, you'll need to inspect them from time to time, but I think a lot of the growers end up handling the harvest much more than necessary. In my opinion, it's better to be patient, leave the flowers alone as much as possible, and only handle them when there's a reason to do so. Mistake number 4, rushing the cure. This is another part of the process where patience really matters. A lot of growers make it through the entire grow, harvest at the right time, dry the flowers properly, and then once the buds are in jars or containers, they basically treat the process like it's finished. And I get it. At that point, you've already spent months of growing the plant, then another week or 2 of drying, so it's natural to want to enjoy the harvest right away. But curing is where the flowers have time to settle, moisture can continue to even out, and the overall quality can continue improving. One thing I recommend is using small hygrometers inside your jars or storage containers so you can actually monitor the humidity instead of guessing. Ideally, once the buds are in the jar, I like to see them stabilize around 58 to 62% relative humidity. If the humidity is too high, you'll want to burp the jars more often, or even take the buds back out for a little while if needed. If the humidity is too low, the buds may have dried too much, and at that point, there's only so much you can do. Some people will resort to putting a humidity pack in there at that point. In my experience, giving the flowers at least a few weeks to cure can make a noticeable difference compared to consuming it right after the plant is dry. At the end of the day, it's pretty easy to mess things up during harvest, dry, or cure. The good news is that most of the mistakes are completely avoidable. A lot of it comes down to being patient, paying attention to the drying environment, and not rushing the process. I'd love to know in the comment section below, what's the biggest mistake you've made during harvest, dry, or cure? Let me know. If you're not already on my email list, scan this QR code here. That's why I announce special releases that you won't hear about anywhere else. And if you want to keep learning, then check out this playlist here where I've got more videos just like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.